Hey, James, or how would you say that, or let's frame it this way. Do you think that your game has grown even more since your last MVP season? And do you feel like you belong in those conversations again this year?
But I feel like I belong in it. I feel like I am the MVP.
When it comes to overall consistency and output and proficiency, as well as just his ability to just continue to keep going and going and going, James Harden is someone you cannot look past. And the MVP has always gone to the player who's been playing the best on the best team record wise. You had Giannis for the last 2 seasons. I believe you before that you had Russell Westbrook. No, before that you had James Harden actually. Then it was Russell Westbrook. James Harden was playing the best. He had the best record on the best team. Russell Westbrook, that was kind of an anomaly just based off of the fact that he averaged a triple double. But when it comes to the MVP race this year, I believe that James Harden, as of right now, is at the top. And as of right now, as I'm making this video, LaMarcus Aldridge just signed to the Nets. So that just makes him even more of a powerhouse just based off of the players that they have and how in sync they are. James Harden is playing at a high level. He's playing the most consistent. And I believe that he should be at the top of the MVP race. Now, we know the 76ers are the best team in the East when it comes to their record. But I believe the Nets are tied with them. So, pretty soon the Nets are going to take that top spot. And I believe that James Harden should be the MVP. Now, who I think they'll give it to, I believe they'll give it to Jokic because it's kind of like, let's just pass this around to every player type shit. Like, you know, he hasn't had it, so let's let this new player have it. Because Giannis, he's won it for the past 2 seasons, and even though he's deserving of it, I feel like they're placing it, as far as him when it comes to his MVP chances, they're placing it on his output when it comes to the playoffs because he hasn't been doing pretty well in the playoffs. So they're looking at it like it don't matter what you do in the season anymore. You could average a triple double. We still might not give your ass an MVP because you haven't been doing anything in the playoffs. But James Harden is right when he says that he should be the MVP. It's his right. He is, he's not going to say anybody else should be the MVP. So at the end of the day, it's his right to say that. I believe that he should say that based off of his performance as of late, his consistency, his ability to galvanize, that team and turn that team into the team that's controlled by him. It's kind of like a Houston Rockets version of the Nets. You know what I mean? Like James Harden is facilitating and controlling the pace, controlling the outcome, with these gutsy wins and things of that nature, and really just in sync with the guys. It's like he just came there and they just turned on. They just look how they look, based off of, they exemplify how they are on paper. As Chris Broussard said, that was a good point because they do. As soon as he came to that team, they just turned it on. It was no questions. And I feel like the media, they just want to find something to pick at because they want this team to fall so bad. That's why they're like, oh, if KD come back, I don't think they're going to gel. And listen, when KD was there, they was gelling. It was good. They played 7 games and they look fine. When Harden and KD play together, they look fine. It was like poetry and motion watching them too. So, the Brooklyn Nets, they're going to kill, man. And I believe they're going to win the championship. I believe it's going to come down to them and the Clippers. I believe it's going to be the Clippers and the Nets in the 2021 NBA Finals. If not the Clippers, then the Lakers. But I believe the Lakers will lose this year based off of fatigue and injury. And even if it wasn't for that, I feel like the Clippers, they got the upper hand. So, James Harden MVP as of now. Peace.